All right. All right, let's everybody back up a little bit. Back away from each other a little bit. Okay, that should be good. All right, so this week, guys, we're going to talk about bully prevention. Okay, Jack, why don't you go to the other side? I know you guys are a little silly together. Okay, so we're going to talk about bully prevention this week, and so we're going to spend a few minutes here talking about bullying and what that's all about, and different parts of bully prevention, and then we're going to talk about strategies on what we can do if we are getting bullied. And then we're actually going to practice some of these strategies, okay? If you guys have been around the school, before, you've probably heard some of these things. And so this will be good reinforcement because now it's a new school year. Last year, you didn't really have school very much in person. And so now, unfortunately, and hopefully not, but unfortunately, probably you're seeing maybe some bullying happening again, okay? Where last year, you probably didn't really have to deal with it too much, okay? So we're going to talk about those topics today. So raise your hand if you could tell me what a bully is. What do you think a bully is, or what do you think happens with a bully? Tori.
Someone who teases somebody else.
Somebody who teases you. Okay, good. And we'll talk more about this in a second. I'm just going to get some general ideas. Do you have one? Somebody that's mean to you. Good. What else?
Somebody picks on you.
Somebody that picks on you.
Somebody that picks on you over and over.
Over and over, yeah. So you've heard these, so you know that's coming next.
Somebody that fights you.
Somebody that fights you, maybe physically does something to you, right?
Or someone calls you names.
Somebody that calls you names. Okay, so that's pretty typical of what we talk about, and we all kind of understand what a bully is, okay? So make sure everybody's got your eyes here. Okay, so we want to pay attention. So there's a couple things that have to happen for bullying to be bullying, okay? There are times where somebody's having a bad day, they say something quick without thinking, and they didn't really mean it, they apologize to you, right? And you sort of move on with life. And that doesn't really make it a bullying situation, okay? Usually, so Jack, can you sit with your feet crisscross, please? Or say that? Okay, there are usually three things that have to happen for bullying to be bullying, okay? Number one, everybody say, it's repeated.
It's repeated.
So it's done over and over again. So like I said in that situation before, so, somebody is having a bad day, they take a book from you because they're frustrated, right? And then they apologize and they don't do that again to you. Doesn't make them a bully. Doesn't make their action right, okay? They didn't handle themselves very well, but that doesn't make them a bully, okay? So it's done, Joshua. It doesn't make them a bully unless it's a repeated action. So they're doing it every day, they're doing it every week, right? They're doing something over and over again, okay? Second thing, so number one is it's repeated. Number two, everybody say on purpose.
On purpose.
So they're doing something that they know what they're doing, okay? Let's take the book situation, or let's take a, whatever, soccer ball out at recess, right? Somebody comes up, you're playing with the soccer ball, but then you walked away for a minute, you're talking to your buddy, and then they come up, they start kicking the soccer ball to their friend, right? They didn't know you were using it. They didn't, so that was not a purposeful action. Now, they see you playing with the ball, and they walk up to you, and they kick it away from you, and they won't let you have it back. Now it's done on purpose, right? They know exactly what they're doing. Okay, so it's done repeatedly, it's done on purpose, and then the third one is it's harmful in some way to you. Okay, so it might be your emotions, it might be physically, right, harmful to you. So it's harming somebody in some way. Okay, so that's what bullying is all about. Where does bullying happen the most often usually? You can give me examples, or you can give me there's one general idea. What do you think?
At school.
Okay, let's talk at school. I mean, it could happen other places. So let's talk about where in school is bullying going to happen usually the most often.
Usually at recess.
Recess, that's probably one of the biggest ones, okay?
When there isn't somebody that has greater authority.
Yeah, that's the big one, right? So anywhere where there's not a lot of adult supervision, that's where bullying is going to happen the most often. So now let's get some examples. So we said recess.
The hallway.
Hallways. Lunch.
Bathrooms.
Okay, and then there's a really big one that we're missing. Most of you have to do it every day, twice a day.
Park.
Maybe a park or something like that, okay?
On the bus.
The bus, okay? The bus is a really big one that happens a lot, okay? Put your mask down. Okay? So those places, like I said, those are places where there's not a lot of adults around. So at recess, there might be, I don't know, 75 kids, and there might be 3-4 teachers, right? Something like that. Versus when you're in your classroom, there's one teacher, and they're keeping a pretty close eye on everybody. So recess a little bit tougher. The bus, there might be 25, 50 kids on the bus, and there's one bus driver, and they're driving the bus, right? So they have an important job to focus on. So that's going to be a situation where bullies are gonna pick on people a little bit more because they know there's nobody that's about to yell at them, right? The other big one, and some of you guys are old enough for this, some of you guys are not really old enough for this, but the other big one that happens as you get older is online bullying, okay? And we won't get super into that today, but things like, like games you might play socially, like if you play Minecraft with other people, you play Fortnite with somebody on the Xbox or something like that. Certainly when you get older and you have Facebook or TikTok or these types of social media apps. So hands down, I'm not going to take questions on this part of it. Okay, but that happens a lot. Okay, social media is not good for you guys. It is not good. It's not good for adults, to be on. But it's definitely not good for you guys to be on. You need to be older and mature enough to handle that kind of stuff. So that's my advice. Avoid that stuff as long as you can. Okay. And some of you, that's years away anyway, okay? What can happen because of bullying? What can happen because somebody's getting picked on or beat up or yelled at, or what are some things that could happen?
Well, maybe they can hide all their emotions, and then maybe they could take them out on someone else.
Yeah, okay, so they can take their emotions. Maybe they don't want to talk about getting picked on, and then they flip it around, and then maybe they pick on somebody else, or they just lash out, something like that.
They could get hurt.
They could get hurt. Okay, so if somebody's physically picking on you, or something like that. Okay, yep.
Somebody might not want to go to a place that they usually would like to go to.
Yeah, that's a great one. So, or like, let's say you like playing a musical instrument, right? You like playing the piano or something like that. And then this bully is just always making fun of you about playing the piano. And you're like, well, it's easier to give up playing piano than having to get picked on all the time, right? And so you give up something you like because somebody's giving you a hard time, okay? And we don't want to do that, right? Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to talk about, then we're going to do a little bit we're going to do some basics, and then we're going to do a little bit of practice with this. So let me see everybody's focused eyes up here. Who are some people well, first of all, I'll ask you this. Should you tell somebody if you're getting bullied?
Yes.
Absolutely no other answer. Yes, you should tell somebody. Okay? Who are some people that you could tell if you're getting bullied?
The teacher.
Teachers, yes. Very good.
Parents.
Parents.
The principal.
Principal. You got one or no?
No, I was stretching.
Adults, okay? So adults in your school?
Any trusted adult?
Okay, a trusted adult. Can you tell us as karate teachers? Yeah, we'll try and help you out, right? So your parents, your school teachers, lunch monitors, recess monitors, your bus driver, anybody that is an adult that can try and have some impact on that. As kids, it's difficult to deal with bullying, okay, especially when you're in that situation. Adults, we could try and help you. We've been there before. We have different strategies, and that's what we're going to go over today. But an adult is going to be able to help you a little bit more. Now, the last thing, and then we're going to do some basics, and then we're going to get into practice. How you ask for help is very, very important, okay? Have any of you guys ever been at home and you have like a brother or sister that's bothering you or something like that, and you go up to your mom or dad and you're like whining and complaining and just, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing, right? Sometimes, guess what? As parents, we don't want to hear that, okay? We're like, all right, well, deal with it yourself, right? So how you go and tell somebody about bullying is the same idea. If you go up to your teacher and you're whining about stuff, it doesn't, they should help you, but sometimes it comes across the wrong way, and they're like, well, I don't want to deal with this or something like that. So it's really simple. You just say, listen, I'm getting picked on. I feel bad. Can you please help me? Okay, that's not a complaint. That's not whining. That's not crying, right? That's going to an adult for help. That's going to get you much better results than whining and complaining like that. Okay, everybody say OS. All right, everybody stand up. Okay, we're going to do a couple of quick basics just so you guys aren't sitting the whole class, and then we're going to practice some strategies. So everybody just back up a couple steps. Okay, we'll just keep right here. Everybody get into Zenku Tadachi. 2 hands are going to be up by your chin. Okay, Sensei Dean, what did you do? Yeah, I saw you do a front kick. You did some blocks maybe?
Front kick, I did high blocks, I did
Okay.
jack-in-the-booties.
Okay, all right, so let's start off with shoot toes. Okay, so every hand behind your head. All right, so we're going to count out our shoot toes. Big, strong voices. Everybody say each.
Each.
Good. Louder. Knee.
Knee.
San.
San.
Good, now keep focused. Make sure you're in your karate stance, so bend your knee. What do you say? Shi.
Shi.
Good, go.
Go.
Good, everybody switch your feet. See if you can be faster than me. Okay, when I say switch, you're going to jump and switch your feet. See if you can be quicker than me. Ready? Set. I got you good. Switch. Good. Just watch out for each other. Okay, make sure you don't bump each other. All right, whichever side you were on, I don't know. But put your other hand back, okay, whichever hand you haven't used yet. Okay, 5 more, counting off, big and strong, ready, each.
Each.
Good. Knee.
Knee.
See if you can be faster than me and stronger than me. San.
San.
So that means you got to have your eyes looking at me, okay? Because if your eyes are over this way, that doesn't tell you much. Okay, ready? Shi.
Shi.
Good. Go.
Go.
Good. Switch. Okay, 2 hands are up. All right, let's do one more. Let's do a hammer fist. Okay, so hand behind your head. You ready? I'm going to look at stances. I'm going to see who's got their knee bent. See if you're looking like a red belt or a black belt. All right, hammer fist coming down. Ready? Each.
Each.
Knee.
Knee.
Louder. San.
San.
There it is. Shi.
Shi.
Go.
Go.
Good. Switch. Good. Other hand behind your head. 5 more. Ready. Each.
Each.
Good. Knee.
Knee.
San.
San.
Shi.
Shi.
Good. One more. Ready. Go.
Go.
Very good. Okay. Everybody take a seat. Okay. What we're going to talk about next, and then we'll practice this, we're going to talk about bully strategies, okay? So we know what a bully is now, right? We went through all that. We know who we go to help. We know where bullying happens, okay? And the other thing I'll say on bullying, so everybody put your hands on your legs and put your back straight and tall and focus your eyes on me. The other thing, when we talked about where bullying happens, try to avoid those places when you can, right? Or if you are at recess or something like that, just be a little bit more aware that maybe you'll have to deal with this, okay? So you want to have your awareness turned up. Okay, so we're going to talk about strategies on how to deal with bullies. We're going to give you guys this handout today. Okay, this is 12 different strategies on how to deal with bullying. So I'm going to say them, we're going to go over them briefly, and then we'll get to practice them, okay? So number 1 strategy, big strong voice, everybody say walk away.
Walk away.
Okay, simple, right? So you just walk away from the person that's being mean to you, walk away from the person that's giving you a hard time. Okay? Number 2, say use humor.
Use humor.
So you can try and make a joke about what's happening, right? What's really important with humor, don't make fun of the bully, because that's going to be worse. It's going to get you in a back and forth that you don't want to be in. Okay? So you can use humor. Number 3, say trick.
Trick.
You can try and trick the person, right? If somebody's giving you a hard time, you can be like, oh, I got to go because my mom is about to pick me up, or something like that, right? Or you can say, listen, the teacher's over there watching us at recess, so probably don't want to do this right now, right? So you can say something like that. Try and trick them. Okay, the next one, say agree.
Agree.
You can agree with what the bully is saying. That does not mean you agree with it in your heart, okay, or your mind, but it means you just they're making fun of your clothes. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my shirt's pretty bright yellow today. I don't know. Right, so you just agree with what they're saying, right? A lot of times a bully wants to see your reaction. They want to see you get upset. They want to see that they're having a result on you. Okay, so if you deny that, if you don't show them you're upset, that can hopefully back them off. Okay, the next one, say refuse to fight.
Refuse to fight.
So this is more like a physical one. Somebody comes up and they're really trying to like push you or get you in a tussle, something like that. Just refuse to get involved with that, okay? The next one, say stand up to them.
Stand up to them.
So that means somebody calls us a name, we punch them in the face. No, of course not, right? That's not what we're talking about. Okay, standing up to a bully could be verbally, so you tell them to back off, you tell them to leave you alone, you tell them that they're doing something wrong. Maybe it's putting your hands up and getting yourself in a position where you could defend yourself. Okay, but you stand up to them. The next one, say yell. Okay, so you yell in their face. You try and distract them a little bit. That would be like a really good one. We do ki-eyes in karate, right? Well, if somebody was physically trying to do something to you, you key-eye, and it kind of startles them, backs them off. They're not going to expect you to be yelling in their face, right? So you have that yelling. The next one, say ignore. Ignore. Just ignore what the person's saying, okay? So just ignore what they're saying. The next one of the best ones, I think, everybody say use authority.
Use authority.
So this is where you're getting a parent, you're getting a teacher, you're getting a principal, you're getting somebody that can help you, okay? Next one, say make friends.
Make friends.
Okay, so sometimes a bully is mean because they don't know how to, get involved with something, right? So you're playing soccer with a bunch of your friends, and they come over and they take the ball. Why? Because they really just want to play soccer, but they don't know how to ask you, and they don't know how to be part of it, so they just decide to ruin it instead. Okay, so you could try and, be friendly with them. You could try and include them, okay? The next one, say reason.
Reason.
You try and come up with a solution to the problem, right? Somebody takes the ball from you, you can be like, hey, we're using this for 5 more minutes, and then I'll give it to you. You're trying to come up with a solution for what they're being mean about. Okay, and then the last one, everybody say use a group.
Use a group.
Okay, so we're using a group. So you could go to some friends, have some friends come and back you up a little bit, okay? And hopefully a bully is not going to go up against 5 people, right? But one-on-one, they'd probably be very comfortable. Okay? Why do we do 12 of these strategies? How come I don't just tell you, always go to a teacher? No matter what, always go to your teacher. Why do you give you 12 strategies?
Sometimes one plan doesn't work, so
Yeah.
you have to have other backup plans.
Exactly. Sometimes you can't do some of these, or maybe, it doesn't work. So if you're on the school bus, you can't walk away. That's not a strategy you can use, right? So they don't always work in every situation. So that's why we want to practice, and we want to have a bunch of them, okay? All right, here's what we're going to do next. What do we got, 5 parents? Okay. So what we're going to do is do a little role playing with this, okay? Because if you're getting picked on and the first time you're trying to do one of these strategies with the bully in front of you, it's going to be pretty hard, okay? This is like anything else. If I asked you to test for your black belt right now, it's going to be really hard because you're not prepared. So by practicing these strategies, you can be a little bit more prepared. So what I would like you to do, if you have a parent or an adult in the room, you're going to go with them, okay? Everybody else, you are going to either go with Sensei Dean, Shadoin, Maddie, or you can go over and partner up with one of the other adults, okay? They won't be mean to you, I promise, okay? So you can go over to one of them. And we're going to do a little practicing, okay? So first strategy that we're going to do, and then we'll just listen up for a focus clap to center to go over the next one. We're going to practice the walking away strategy, okay? So the adult is going to be mean to you. They're going to say something about your belt color or, you stink, something like that, okay? And this is all pretend, right, okay? So they're going to say something mean to you, and all you're going to do is just walk away from them. Okay, everybody say "os." Does anybody have any questions about how to do this? Okay, try and practice it maybe like 2 times each, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so everybody stand up. If you have an adult, you guys can come on. If you don't mind, just come on out into the floor and spread out a little bit. Okay, if you don't have an adult here with you today, go over to one of the adults or one of the teachers. Let's make sure we get everybody a group first. Okay, so go over here. Okay, go over here with Claire. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3, that's good. Come here. You're gonna go here. Come here. You're gonna go here. Okay, Shane, come here. You're gonna go with Joshua. Right here. Okay, Jack, you're right here. Good, okay. All right. Una, go here. Anya, go there. You're going to go here with Claire. Bella, come here. Well, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that should be good. Okay. All right, guys, so you got, this should be quick, like 30 seconds or so. Okay, so adults, you guys good on what to do? To practice, okay? All the kids, you guys are going to practice the walking away strategy, okay? Patty, can you just move them that way? All right, go ahead, guys. Okay, guys, everybody give me 2 claps. Okay, that should have been good. All right, so that's a good one. That's an easy one. How you walk away is also important, and the last thing I'll talk about when we finish today is going to be confidence, so I'll save that for a couple minutes. But when you're walking away, you have to carry yourself right, okay? If you walk away and your head's down and you're like, oh, right, you're all upset, they're getting what they want out of that, right? So you have to walk away confident. You have to walk away strong, okay? Like it doesn't bother you. Even if inside maybe it does bother you, you got to pretend like it doesn't. You got to put on that brave front, okay? Yes? Yeah, okay. All right, next strategy that we're going to do, okay? For this one, we are going to do agree. Okay, so all the adults for this one, let's pick on their belt color. Okay, so orange belt, that's such a low karate belt. What are you doing? Something like that. And all the kids, you're going to agree with them. Yeah, you're right. I guess I'm not good enough at karate yet to have a higher belt. Something like that. You're going to try and agree with them. Okay? All right, ready? Go ahead. Same thing. It should take 30 seconds or so. Okay, everybody, yummy, 2 claps. Okay, did anybody have a hard time with that, like what to say? Okay, if you did, that's why we practice this, right? Because the first time you try and agree with somebody in this situation, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be unnatural, okay, maybe. So the more answers you have off the top of your head, it's like an actor, right? An actor doesn't walk on set and just read their lines. They practice them a whole lot. Right? And then when they do them, it's natural, it's rehearsed. So same thing with this, right? So it's as simple, this one is as simple as, you're right. That's all you need to say, right? Oh, your belt is terrible. Yeah, you're right. Okay? All right, next one. Let's go to more of a physical one. Okay, so this one, the adults, what you guys are going to do is you're going to give them a little push. Okay? This little push on their shoulder, and all the kids, what I want you guys to do, everybody say, 1 step, hands up.
1 step, hands up.
So she's going to push, right? The bully pushes you. 1 step, my hands go up, and then you're going to say, back off, or like, leave me alone, or something like that. Okay? Everybody got it? So 1 step back, hands up, and tell them to back off. Ready, go. Let's go, hands up. You got to know that you're backing them off. Good, Bella, nice.
We don't do this means back off. Nice and loud, back off.
Okay, very good. All right, that should be good for that one. Okay, we're going to do this with one more little twist, okay? You guys did a pretty good job with that one. Make sure that you're all using a big voice, okay? So if you're like, somebody pushes you and you're like, back off, that's not going to get them away from you, right? So you got to be able to use your voice. Confidence is key, right? So get them to back away from you. Sensei Dean was saying this, okay? What does this tell the person? What does it say? We're about to fight, okay? What does this say? This says, I don't want to fight, leave me alone, right? Back away from me, okay? What does this tell a teacher that's watching it? You're fighting somebody. What does this tell them? You're defending yourself. You're telling them to back away from you, okay? This gets you in trouble. This probably does not, okay? So when you're talking about it from a discipline standpoint from school, this is a much different message than this, right? So I know we do this all the time in karate, but when we're talking about a bully situation, this is much better, okay? All right, so now we're going to do this one more time. This one's going to be a double push, okay, for the adults. So what they're going to do, ready, she's going to push me. Let's say I'm not ready. I don't know that she's about to be physical with me. So she pushes me. I take one step back. I say, back off. Now that's not enough, okay? Now she's going to come in and she's going to try and push me again. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my hand and I'm going to come across your body. So ready, just give it like a strong push in. And I'm just going to kind of push your hand out of the way. Okay, so you take a little step off to the side. It's like if you're on a railroad track, you step off the railroad track and you let that person go right by you. Okay, so first push, you take a step back, back off. Second push comes in. Now you get out of the way and you give them a little parry, it's called. Okay, everybody try that.
What if the second time, what if they go to push you again? Can't you just like get out of the way and make them like fall, kind of? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what we're doing. Yeah, you're just using your hand to kind of get them out of the way. Yeah, don't smash the adults, okay? All right, everybody get a turn? Okay, very good. All right, okay, everybody come on back in here, take a seat. Oh, make sure you say thank you to the adults that were helping you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, come on in, take a seat. Okay, same thing, try and spread out, okay? Don't be right on top of each other. Okay, so when you guys are practicing these strategies, all right, very important to have a lot of them. Just like I said, the more you practice, the more natural it's going to be in real life, okay? This is difficult. Dealing with a bully is not easy, okay? It's simple in karate, right? We're here, this is a supportive place, right? The adults are helping us, they're being friendly with it still, okay? Real life is much more difficult, okay? So you have to really practice, you have to know what you're doing. Okay, the last thing, confidence, okay? How you carry yourself is going to be very important, okay? So everybody put your hands on your legs, put your back straight and tall. You guys are doing a good job, but this is the last thing I want you to listen in on, okay? How you carry yourself is very important. If you're sitting in class and you're like this, that tells everybody you have a lack of confidence, okay? If you sit up straight in the school, that tells everybody that you have more confidence. If you're walking through the lunchroom, right, and you're walking like this, that says no confidence, okay? If you're walking with your head up and your shoulders up, that says that you have more confidence. That doesn't always, make you not a target, right? Sometimes you still have to deal with difficult people, but you're less likely to probably have to deal with that, okay? Let's say I was talking about like musical instruments or something. Let's say you're playing the piano or something and you really love to do that. Have confidence in that. It's okay to do that stuff, right? Whatever you are passionate about is good, right? You like playing, Pokemon or whatever you like, right? If somebody says, oh, that's stupid, why are you doing that? Just be like, well, I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I love playing the piano. Have confidence to just be like, yeah, I like that. That is my thing. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? So confidence, very, very important. Okay, everybody say, "Os." Okay, we're going to finish up with just a little energy drill. So everybody is just going to stand up. Okay, sensitive.